This is BNN, the most trusted name in nonsense.
The Dullards Club. New meeting, new episode. And isn't that exciting?
Joy.
I'm actually semi-prepared, too.
Are you really? That's good.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, I'm not prepared at all.
Well, you were last week. You both were.
We were talking about the button that enhances your looks.
Yeah.
Which is a feature that Zoom should have and doesn't. If they've got every other thing, every different background, different enhancement, they can't enhance your looks. I was
I thought
trying.
they did have one.
Well, I know, but you end up with
It's called
with
an
ears.
avatar.
Yeah, you end up with ears and a bunny face or something.
No. I thought they had one that smoothed out your complexion or did something. I could have sworn that was there.
We need more than that, I think.
Oh yeah. No,
we
I'm
should be
using
like Mr. Potato Head. Pick a nose, pick lips, pick an ears.
I'm using this thing. Somebody gave it to me kind of as a joke for one birthday or another of a few years back, but it was one of the old birthdays, and it was this cream that you put on, and it's like anything else. You should apply it on a regular basis. This one is called Age Fighter, and so I used it for a little while, and then I wrapped it up and I sent it back. I said, this stuff doesn't work.
You realize that there was no fight at all. You already lost.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's crazy stuff. But this is a typical Dullards Club meeting. So, yeah. So you said you were prepared, Doug.
I am prepared with a couple of things, but I'm going to share one that I think, I'll say is the meatiest, and I should never build it up to a certain thing because it's usually not. But it's something. Go ahead.
Always, I was going to say, always under promise and over deliver.
Yeah, I know. You'd think I would have learned the lesson by now. But it was it's a little bit more on the serious side, but it's not, downer serious. It's just a question every once in a while, and I'll tell you exactly when it comes up. Every year or every couple of years, you get in the news. It's in the news that the post office is raising the price of a stamp by 2 cents or by 5 cents or whatever it is. And we bitch about it and moan about it, and people complain. And you realize you can still send a letter across the country for 60 cents or whatever the going rate is now. I bought some forever stamps, and every once in a while, when there's an anticipated increase, I'll buy a book of forever ones at the lower price. Anyway, it brought up a question in my mind, and I asked on a forum that I frequent, and I got a variety of answers. How would you guys feel, and along with the postal increase, there's often the, blah, 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 we're thinking of eliminating Saturday service. And I go, the initial reaction is, well, God damn it, you're working for, you should be doing your job. And then I realized I could easily live with 3-day-a-week mail service or 2-day-a-week mail service. I'll say out of a month's worth of mail, I can count on one hand the things that I really am glad I got that in the mail. 99% of the stuff is catalogs, flyers, postcards, crap, basically. Any thoughts on that, guys?
What's the question?
The question is, could you live with 2 days a week or 3 days a week mail service?
Do we have any thoughts? That's the question.
Yeah.
And on this particular topic, my thought is, as I'm reacting to what you're saying, I could live without it in terms of getting mail. Yeah. I mean, I get nothing that I don't already know is coming, and and my bills come in through the bank, and it's electronic and whatever.
We pay our bills online, whatever.
But if I need to go to the post office to do something, to mail a box,
right,
or to do, I don't want to have to figure out which day it is. Like, it's
no,
Tuesday,
the post office can be open every day. I'm talking about mail delivery.
The post office is open. I mean, they're the same people, aren't they? that work the post office or work
They're
delivery.
just not delivering. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. So they have a couple of days a week where they just put their feet up and drink coffee, and who knows whether that's not every day.
Well,
But
there was a time when people were up in arms because I need, the usual answer was, I need my Social Security check at the beginning of the month, or the end of the month, or whatever, and if I don't get it, I'll freak out. Well, I just discovered when I posted this that as of, I think it was this year or last year, it's all direct deposit anyway. They don't mail out physical checks.
I've had that for 5 or 6 years.
Well,
It's
yeah,
not
so
recent.
have I, but I think it's mandatory now. I think they will not mail a check. You have to have direct deposit.
With regard to the number of days that they deliver, I could certainly live without that because 90% of the crap that I get is just junk, like you said. But the point that I think needs to be addressed is that prior to the advent of the internet, the post office ran perfectly well. They didn't have problems with people, delivering mail on a daily basis, and the rates went up. Sure, of course, costs go up, but it's a service. It's not designed to make money. And if they were able to function perfectly well before, why can't they do it now? I understand that the internet and the changing media landscape makes a difference. It cuts down on the number of people using the postal service, and that puts a dent in their operating budget. But come on, that's what you're there for. That's why the Postal Service was established.
so that one really gets your goat.
Well,
yeah.
I have a client, the last business I got from a client, he physically mailed me a check, which is fine, but I could easily, I could have waited a couple of days to get it, or B, more than the 30 days that they took, or I could have said, you know what, Venmo or PayPal or something. You can get around it. I don't know anybody. I mean, people don't write letters anymore. It's our anniversary today. I didn't even get a card from my wife. I texted her happy anniversary. We're going out to eat. But you know what? We realized to spend $10 on a card is ridiculous.
Well, maybe maybe you are going to be getting a card, but it isn't coming yet because it's not the day that.
No, we decided long ago.
$10 for a card. I remember when cards used to be 50 cents.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, I remember the good old days.
You can get them for $1.25 at the dollar store, but still.
A stamp used to be a nickel.
Yeah,
we
had
those
this
were the
discussion.
days.
So you don't care about the mail delivery. Okay, that was one of my things that I could be a relative.
That was your biggie. That was your biggie.
It was it was a biggie. I've got a
Don't
biggier
undersell it
one.
now.
I have a bigger one, but it's not ready for public consumption yet.
Well, I think you've got a valid point, though. But I think if they're going to start eliminating mail service, then they ought to start thinking about the internet as a utility. It should not be an optional kind of service. It should be like electricity. If everything is going to be routed through the internet now, you should be able to have access to it whenever you need it.
Yes, but you do pay an electric bill. You can get the
Exactly.
electricity.
I
You got
have
to
no
pay
problem
for
with
it
that.
dearly.
Yeah, I have no problem with that either. It needs to be much more highly regulated, though, than it is now.
Regulated in what regard? You mean the internet?
Yeah, exactly. They right now, the government does not treat it as a utility, so there are certain requirements that they're not required to meet.
For instance?
I think one thing is price hikes. Right now, utilities are regulated, and they have to go before a commission. They have to justify their rate increases.
Yeah.
They can't just do it willy-nilly.
Right. But who regulates the
can
price
try.
of the internet? Well, I don't even know where the price of the internet comes from, other than the fact that one of
comes
the
from your
providers,
provider,
like
Verizon
the
or
provider.
Comcast or whoever it is,
Right.
Yeah.
they say it should be this, and this is what we're going to charge you, and if you don't like it, don't get the internet.
Well,
And that's a pretty strong
or
position
when
to
your
be in.
contract is up, go to the competitor and play that game, which I've been known to do.
Which
It's
doesn't
a
work.
pain
I'll
in
give
the
you a
ass.
perfect example. I had Comcast for internet about, 10 years ago. And their pricing was getting ridiculous. So I decided to look into Verizon. And, the best deal that you can get is their triple play, where you get internet, TV, and phone service for whatever the price is. I think it was at the time, it was like $100 a month.
Yeah.
So I signed up for that. Now it's like a few years later, I'm paying double that.
That's when you call and say, I'm up for renewal. I'm
don't
going
care.
back to Comcast. Well,
The Dullards Club.
but I
brought to
do.
you
I
by
give a shit. And that
Comcast
pisses
Xfinity.
me off when they arbitrarily raise the rates because you're no longer a new customer. And usually all it takes is a phone call or a text and they'll cave.
Yeah. What did you say, Pat?
I was just going to say that we should be, lauding our internet providers, because without them, no one could ever hear our broadcast here, our show. In fact, that might be a problem. Have you guys been paying your bills?
Can we blame the internet? Oh, geez, I don't know. Okay, Pat, your turn.
Well, hey, I got some exciting news.
Okay.
That just looked at my watch, and it is time.
Is it time?
It is
That
time
was
once
quick.
again
Dag
for,
nabbit.
for Stump the Dullards.
Yay!
Uh-oh.
This is your chance to try to stump us. We're going to try to stump each other and see who gets off the stump first. Does anybody have any stumpers for us this morning?
I do.
Let's see who it stumps.
All right. You all are familiar or have heard of Casa Blanca Records?
Oh,
Yes.
heard of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they started, I believe it was in 1973. And they've had some pretty big acts over the years. They've had Cher, they've had, who the hell else was it? Donna Summer, some very big acts. But the stumper, or the question is, who was the first act signed to Casa Blanca Records? Not necessarily the first act released, but the first act signed.
I'm going to
Ike and
defer
Tina
to
Turner?
our audience for that one.
Not Ike and Tina, no.
No, not Ike and Tina. Well, I have to throw out a couple of guesses because that's all they are. It's not even educated ones. So I'm just trying to think of things around that time, early 70s.
I don't think I would have known either. I just happened to stumble across it.
So,
All right,
so the
the
answer's
answer?
already out there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is, but not probably not to our audience. But the answer is Kiss.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's you're right though in couching that as not necessarily the first one that they released, but the
Well,
first
it's,
one that they
um,
signed.
I was going to say,
It's a little-
is there any indication whether it was pre-makeup or post-makeup?
It was post makeup. They started
Really?
out. They had started putting the makeup on before they got signed or before they were really big. So, but it's kind of incongruous. I mean, Casablanca, I always thought as one of the bigger names in the disco arena.
Donna Summer, huh? She was in there.
Yeah. Yep.
Did she stay with them, do you know? Was she always
I
with
don't
Casablanca?
know.
A lot of these people like Kiss changed, obviously. Right?
Well, a lot of times they're not necessarily signed with a particular label, but they're distributed by that label.
Right.
That's
true.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one for you. I thought of this by virtue of the fact that I heard it on the radio and the damn earworm stuck for the last 3 days.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a hint about it's an artist, a song from 1972 that should never have been a hit, I don't think, by an artist who should never have been an artist singing a song that shouldn't have been a hit, who, as far as I can tell, the artist got, I don't want to give the personal pronoun, their job by virtue of a coincidence, just a happenstance.
Well, you kept the personal pronoun they, which is good because now we have no idea.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I think it won't give it away. I'm trying to think of how else I can give you a clue other than the fact that I'll tell you, she shouldn't have been a recording artist.
This
And-
really sounds like a very subjective.
Well, no, I'm not saying she's not talented because she is very talented. But
Can
I
you make
think
it any more innocuous?
she's well known for a role she played on television that I
Dolly
think
Parton?
came before the hit song. which
Read them
basically
entire.
got popular
Talent.
because she was known from the TV show. She was known for the TV show because she happened to look like the star of the TV show.
Oh, I know who you're talking about
Yeah.
now. It's someone who looks like Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
Vicki
Vicki
Lawrence.
Vicki
Oh,
Lawrence.
The night the lights went out in Georgia.
You got it. Oh God! I wish I could play it for you so you could get it stuck in your brain.
That
as I
song
did.
used to drive me nuts. I was working at a auto parts warehouse, and they'd play the radio through the warehouse, and oh my God, that would come on every 20 minutes.
And it was
Oh, my
stuck
God.
in my brain for the last couple of days because I heard it. And the saddest part of all, I listened to it. I didn't immediately switch the station. I went, man, this is a blast from the past. And I went, oh God, I don't think I should have listened to that.
You were singing along. Come on.
I was. I didn't remember all the lyrics. So that was my night the lights went out in Georgia. Now that earworm
All right, what do you
can
got,
stick
Pat?
I mean, that's kind of in the same vein as the Billy Joe McAllister jumping off the Tallahatchie
Yes,
Bridge,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is okay. I've got a couple of things that are more TV related, and these are going to be easy ones. So, Fred Flintstone, where did he work?
Slate
worked-
Slate Brothers, not Slate Brothers. Mr.
The Gravel
Slate.
Company.
What was it?
The Gravel Company.
I know, but what was the name of it?
The-
I know
the name.
Mr. Slate was the owner.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
So
Bedrock
it
gravel?
It would
Slate
be
gravel?
slate, rock, and gravel.
Okay.
Which,
Okay.
and when I thought of
Did
that,
Barney
I thought,
work there too?
No, I don't
where
know.
Bonnie worked.
I
Barney
don't know
was a
if
loafer.
we don't know if Barney worked. To be honest.
Yeah.
How about George
George
Jetson?
worked at
Spacely
Sprockets.
Rockets. Spacely Rockets?
Sprockets.
No.
Sprockets,
Spacely Sprockets.
which is
And the
is- I think-
competitor was
I don't know.
something. Who was the competitor of Spacely Sprockets? Good question.
I don't know. Go ahead,
I
Rich.
know.
You know.
the
Rich,
answer is
go.
Cogswell's Cogs.
Ah!
That's right, Cogswell, Cogs. So the of course the assumption being that in the future, sprockets are going to be like really important.
Get in on the ground floor.
or cogs.
Well, they'll be electric.
And I was thinking of some other bosses, but I didn't have time to actually go through and do my diligent research, which I
Well, we
always
can
do
maybe
before
guess.
these.
Do you have the we might know.
Who was the boss at WKRP?
Well, Mr. Carlson was the station manager, but you're right. the
Mrs.
old
Carson
lady was
owned.
the boss.
Mrs. Carson, his mother owned it, right?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
The little old lady. And who played Mr.
Gordon Jump.
Yeah, Gordon Jump. Thank you.
All right, two unrelated questions.
Okay, sure.
All right. Name 4 old TV shows.
Just in general,
that
or there-
feature a single male lead bringing up
Oh,
children.
Well,
Courtship
Mr.
of Eddie's father.
Good.
Family Affair.
Father Knows Best. Was he married?
no.
Oh, Bachelor
No, he was
Father.
married.
That's it. Bachelor Father is what I was thinking of.
My
Bachelor
three
Father-
sons. My three sons.
My Three Sons and Family Affair.
Yeah, Family Affair with
Okay.
Mr. French.
That was seriously. I should have asked for 6.
Okay, can we think of 2 more? I can't think of any more.
There were a bunch of them. For example, The Rifleman.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It
and
was a
Ben
single-
Cartwright, Bonanza.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the little side question here: did it ever pay to be the wife of one of these? One of these,
Well,
because
we don't know their demise. We don't know what happened.
we know in Ben
They might have died
Cartwright's
from a
case,
cold back then.
every
But you know,
single
the-
one of them
the-
died in childbirth.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
funny thing is that if you ask the opposite
Well, if
question,
they're giving birth to Haas,
How
I
many-
can understand.
how many shows about single women raising children? The only one I can think of is One Day at a Time.
One day
God,
at a time
that's
is one.
That's
That-
but
that's
that's
true.
interesting. Are there we know these guys, single guys, but how many single women? That
Their
girl,
wives,
she
number
she
one,
didn't
their
have
wives-
a family. She was a single
Well, their
girl.
wives always died, right? There was no divorce. They didn't have
That's
divorce
true.
back then.
You'd think
So-
that the guys would have dropped dead before the women, though. So there should be more single mothers.
They were always rich. Architect, doctor, lawyer.
Yeah.
I mean, none of them ever. I mean, it was aside from Ben
Do we
Cartwright,
ever
who owned his own ranch. We don't know how he got his money. You don't know how dirty he was in the first place.
Oh, well,
But
if it was a ranch out west, he probably just stole it or something.
I'm sure he did. Well, somebody stole it from someone. Yeah.
He's a retired bank robber.
Did we ever determine what Ward Cleaver did for a living?
He was always complaining. Him and Fred Rutherford were complaining about the home office.
Oh, really?
That's-
Fred, did they work at the same place?
Yeah, yeah,
Where else would you work in that town?
yeah,
Was that
It
Lumpy's
was-
father?
yeah.
Oh, Lumpy Rutherford.
Who then went on to fame on the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Was he
as-
Rusty?
Oh, no, I was going to say, not Lumpy.
No.
Fred.
The father,
Yeah.
Mel. He was Mel Cooley on
he was
the
great.
Dick Van
Oh,
Dyke
yeah.
He was the best
Oh,
part
yeah.
of that freaking show.
Yeah, when you said Dick Van Dyke, I started going to who were his kids.
Oh yeah.
Was it like little
Richie.
little Dick? Richie, yeah.
Yeah.
Little Dick.
He was the only kid,
you-
though, right?
I think-
Did you
I
hear
think
that
it was,
joke
yeah.
about the guy who was really talented and couldn't get a job anywhere, and his agent told him that he should change his name, and his name was Penis Von Lesbian, so he changed it to Dick Van Dyke.
That might be a good opportunity to wrap this baby up.
Oh man, I think it is. The Dullards Club once again going to the lowest common denominator.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
It is what
we
we
can't
do.
do anything else.
Yeah, and we can't do it any longer. So we're going to wrap this one up. But if you think of anything that you think maybe we should be talking about, there is an email address. So what is the email address for the Dullards?
It's boring
At
the Dullards Club.
DullardsClub.com. Yeah.
boring at the DullardsClub.com. So yeah, just
And you
drop
can
us a
always
quick
leave a
note.
comment on the YouTube channel.
That's right.
Or the
And
website,
We're happy to have you do that.
DullardsClub.com.
And the Dullards
And-
Club is the YouTube channel.
Tune us in, and we'll tune you in next week, same time, same bat channel. So have a great week.
There you go. All right.
Fabersham.